Hello and welcome back to the gunsNglory show. I want to talk to you about doctors and how they really don't care if you live or die. They're just interested in your money. And I want to explain how I came to that conclusion. Now, actually, I came to that conclusion many years ago. I'd like to give you an example of how I've proven it. About 6 weeks ago, while I was still at my mom's house, I had some really old pot because I'm trying to quit. In fact, I haven't had any couple days. And that stuff gave me some really bad cardiac arrhythmias. And so I went to the ER down at Ascension Genesis Hospital in Flint. Don't go there if your life depends on it. So they get me hooked up to all these EKG machines. Don't worry, it's decaf. They get me hooked up to all these EKG machines and whatnot. I'm sitting here in this bed, and the alarms are going off on the machine. Nobody's coming in to see what the alarms are for. What's the problem here? And so I hit the nurse call button a couple times. Nobody comes in. And I routinely drink water a whole lot and to stay hydrated, stay healthy. And it gave me a bottle of saline. So after a while, I had to pee. So I hit the button. A couple minutes later, hit the button. Nobody's coming. Nobody's paying attention. The machine is still going off. So I finally get up, go find my own bathroom. Unhook all the stuff. And finally I find a bathroom. So I get back to the room. Nobody's checked, even though the machine thinks I'm dead. And I'm starting to think, well, what am I worth to these people? Just a paycheck? And a little later on in the evening, a couple of the EKG leads fell off because I was on my phone and I dropped it, hit myself in the face. It was kind of funny. And still, nobody's coming. I'm like, well, how do I hook this EKG machine back up? So there's no nurses here. So I go to Google it to figure out what color EKG leads go to what part of the body. Obviously, the nurses are supposed to do that. So after a while, I'm like, there for 6 hours, not getting any attention paid at all. And I finally walk out, and the attendant, you could see his face turned white and his eyes are all wide like some big surprise. Like he's really worried about me with this EKG results. He's trying to get me to stay. And I tell him, look, you guys ain't paying attention to me. I mean, I understand how it is when you work at a place like McDonald's with the French fry machine. You hear it beeping all the time. Eventually you don't hear it anymore. But I tell him, mister, I'm not a French fry. This isn't a French fry machine. It's a heart monitor. Pay attention to it. He's, I'm sorry, blah, 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 giving me the whole recorded spiel. Like it's a script or something. So he finally convinces me to go back in. And I say, well, here's the other problem. The bed won't lay flat. I can't get comfortable. Can you at least get me into a room? Well, no, blah, 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 blah. How long before I can get into a room? He said an hour and a half. Mind you, this place is pretty much empty. Now, how about you and I walk down Genesis Ascension Hospital right now, down the hallway? Do you think it would take us more than an hour and a half to find a room? Obviously not. So you walk down the hallway, there's an empty room, you put the guy in there, you tell him, go to bed, pat him on the head, be nice, whatever the fuck you want to do, give him a teddy bear, I don't care. And then you go back to your office and you say, Mr. Carpenter is in room 420. So I go back home because Upper Peninsula Healthcare Plan, although Michigan, Upper Peninsula is Michigan, Lower Peninsula is supposed to be the same state, they don't cover anything in the Lower Peninsula because my life isn't worth anything when I go downstate. Can't go to the doctor, can't go to the chiropractor. I can go to the ER, with which I will always get a bill for a few $1,000s, and then I have to send it to my caseworker for them to fix it. So I go to my doctor once I finally get back here, and I explain to her how I don't feel like my life is worth anything. So she's like, all right, we need a stress test. I'm like, yeah, I figured. No problem. She's like, First thing, she wanted to know if I wanted to go to Marquette, because the big white hospital in Marquette is a joke. People avoid it. My first response was F no. Absolutely not. After the way those people treated me at COVID, and they've got a sign every 3 feet in there saying that if you assault the nurse, it's a felony, which makes you want to assault the nurse. And since it's a felony, once you start, you don't stop, because the judge is going to change your life forever. So what you do is you change their life forever. Make it so something doesn't work, like an elbow or something. I would not go to that hospital. So she said, all right, we'll go to Escanaba, which is about an hour away. I'm thinking, if it takes 6 weeks for me to get an appointment for a stress test, considering what happened at Ascension Genesis, my life isn't obviously worth anything to you guys but a paycheck. See, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, yes, it is, blah, blah, blah. So I got a hold of these stress test people. They say, I don't have anything in June. Can you get in here in June? Well, we do have one in June. It's in the 26th. 27th? I don't remember. I'm like, dude, this is like the 8th. Right now I'm being filmed on the 11th. What's wrong with you people that you see an EKG like that? You can't get me in until the end of the month. But here's the other problem. I'm on state aid. I get disability. You think I'm really going to have gas that late in the month to get out there? While you guys are making like, what, $5,000 on each stress test? Okay, well, I don't have a schedule ready for July. I'm like, but your June is full, except for one day, and you don't have a schedule for July? Well, yeah, I know, but we only make appointments in the morning. There it is. Because if you people only making appointments for half the day, you don't care about my life. You care about that $5,000 you're getting out of there. My life doesn't mean anything to you. So therefore, since I know what caused this heart problem now, in hindsight, why should I go and pay the insurance, whoever, give these people $5,000 to fuck around all afternoon while people are wondering if they're going to die? Jesus, fuck. So I'm going to call the doctor, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to schedule the preliminary, and then I'm going to schedule the stress test. And about 5 minutes before the stress test, I'm going to cancel it so that somebody else can't get in. I'm going to tell my main doctor, I say, here's the thing. She said, I don't know how to fix it, because I told her, I said, this is your problem. COVID turned you into essential people, which made non-essential people. And now you think you're important. You expect to be treated like clergy, yet you work banker's hours. While my life isn't worth anything, so here's how you fix it. You got to get together as doctors. And you call this place that has a stress test and say, until you're running those machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I'm not sending you any patients. It's the only way it will work. And she's going to sit there and say, I can't do anything because I'm an essential worker and I make like $25,000 a month. No, you can do anything. I'll give you the script. Go do it. Get with your friends. Get with your other doctors. Go have lunch. Y'all got a union. Probably going to vote blue, but you got a union. Get your doctors together. Get your shit together and fix it. Jesus, fuck.